is the Rwandan embassy in South Sudan, resident in Kampala. Your Excellency, we are very much honored by your attendance, and we thank the government of South Sudan for accepting our invitation. We are also very much honored by the presence of His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit in Kigali as we talk now, who has gone there to join the Rwandans in today's national commemoration for the 30th time of the genocide against the Tutsi. We are very much honored, Your Excellency. The genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda took lives of more than 1 million Rwandans. The genocide was organized and executed in full view of the international community, which stood idle and watched as it unfolded. The genocide was not an accident, but rather a culmination of decades-old divisive and ethnicity-based ideology of hatred. And the divisions began during the colonial period in Rwanda and ultimately resulted in the planning of the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994, carried out by the National Revolutionary Movement for Development, MRND regime. The genocide was put to an end by the then Rwandese Patriotic Front in July 1994, led by our current president, His Excellency Paul Kagame. Your Excellency, the RDF peacekeepers you have here have among them those who stopped that genocide. Rwanda's reconstruction journey started with the establishment of the transitional government of national unity, which made unity and reconciliation the cornerstones of the new Rwanda. The commemoration period, which includes mourning for the victims of the genocide and spreads to 100 days, is commonly referred to as Kwibuka. As you see, Kwibuka is a Kinyarwanda word which means remembrance. And it is an opportunity to pay tribute to those victims. The theme for this year is Remember, Unite, Renew. Remember so that memory is kept for future generations. Unite because unity of Rwandans is paramount. And renew so that survivors and the whole nation continue to be resilient and renewing lives. Despite tremendous achievements in the 3 decades since the tragedy, Rwanda still faces genocide denial campaigns. Therefore, education about the genocide is one of the most important ways to keep the memory of the victims alive. It is important to reflect on the root causes and the consequences of the genocide so that not only Rwandans, but the world at large take the necessary measures to punish the crime of genocide and prevent it from happening again. Your Excellency, the 30th commemoration marks a generational cycle since the genocide was put to an end, and is an opportune time for a call to reflect on the transformational journey that Rwanda has undergone for the last 30 years, building on the legacy of strength, resilience, and unity that the new generation is called upon to sustain and carry forward to adapt to today's global challenges and future aspirations. Reflecting on the response of the international community in the last 30 years, worth mentioning is the establishment of the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, ICTR, by the United Nations Security Council in November 1994 to try perpetrators of the genocide. Also, the adoption of April 7th as the International Day of Reflection on the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda by the United Nations General Assembly in April 2020, and also the inclusion of 4 memorial sites of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi on the World Heritage List by UNESCO World Heritage in September 2023. These include the genocide memorial sites in Kigali, Murambi, Bisesero, and Nyamata. And as we talk, I think on Thursday, the Secretary General of UNESCO inaugurated one of the plaques at the Kigali Memorial Site and also at Murambi. So we are recognizing all these achievements by the UN in the last 30 years. Some countries have also instituted the date of April 7th as the annual commemoration day of the genocide perpetrated against the Tutsi in Rwanda. Some capitals have even established memorial sites in remembrance of the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda. We appreciate such acts and hope many more countries will do the same. Your Excellency and dear guests, the observance of the International Day of Reflection on the Genocide against the Tutsi is a continued call to all UN member states, organizations of the United Nations systems, and other relevant international organizations, as well as civil society organizations, to recommit to preventing and fighting against genocide and other serious crimes under international law, and underscores the importance of taking into account lessons learned from the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda. As the victims of the failure of the international community to protect people who were in dire need, Rwanda has been and will remain committed to contribute peacekeepers to protect lives in conflict situations. Despite our limited resources, today Rwanda is ranked 3rd globally in terms of uniformed personnel contributing countries, with 5,918 peacekeepers as of January 2024. The task ahead remains huge, and the international community should take responsibility to make sure that all perpetrators of the genocide against the Tutsi are punished wherever they are, and denial should not be tolerated. The objective behind denial of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi is to assert that the genocide did not occur, The denial rejects the researched and proven facts that Tutsis were the victims of genocide between April 7th and July 15th, 1994. With contempt for factual evidence, the perpetrators have tried to alter the story, diminishing the death toll, claiming the killings were a self-defense and blaming the victims instead. The above is coupled by the use of interpretative genocide denial, a mutational form of denial that occurs after factual proof from historical records and testimonies have been established and proven beyond doubt. It means that the massacres and killings are acknowledged as something other than the genocide. Throughout this commemoration period, the world should stand in solidarity with Rwanda and ensure that never again slogan becomes a reality with tangible actions to prevent history from repeating itself. The survivors of the genocide against the Tutsi have tried to prevail over unparalleled